Congratulations, that must feel like a huge win after Monday's defeat against Leeds and coming here to a tough place as well. How big does it feel?
Oh, obviously it's an amazing feeling for us. We had to bounce back. It's not just about Leeds. We are 2 games that we didn't win. So we knew that we had to make a great performance today because Chelsea is a very good side. And it was very important for us because we know our aim is to get to top 4. They are the closest one there to top 5, let's say. Making distance is perfect for us, and that's what we need.
Listen to these fans behind you. How brilliant were they all game?
Oh, they were amazing. To be honest, already in the warm-up, I felt that they were on. To be honest, every away ground we go, we feel at home, and today was no different.
18 Premier League assists for you now. That is 2 off the all-time Premier League record of assists in a single campaign. Do you set yourself individual records?
Oh, I said every time that I want to do better than the season before. I want to improve my game overall, not assists, not goals, but overall everything I'm included. I need to improve every week because I want to become a better player, and I want to end my career as the best as possible.
And just a word on the team as well tonight, a makeshift defence. How do you think they did tonight, keeping a clean sheet here as well?
No, great performance, everyone. The 5 at the back with Sene. Noos, great job today playing out of position. Diogo and Luke Shaw, really, really good in the duels on 1v1 with the wingers. Aiden, amazing again, young kid. He transforms himself when he comes on the pitch. But then I think also a part of the guys in the front that we put a big shift in. Cass and Kobe today were amazing, were brilliant, and were vital for us to get the win today.
And as you say, it's 10 points clear of Chelsea now. Just how close do you feel to securing Champions League football for next season?
Oh, I feel 3 points closer. That's it. And now we have another game that we have to win. We know that we need points to get that place secured, and we're going to be doing everything as possible to be as quick as possible.
Well done tonight, and you're today's player of the match. Congratulations. Thank you.
A result that delivers a massive blow as well to Chelsea's chances of Champions League. Joe, what do you think that does to their chances of qualifying now?
It makes it very, very thin. They're going to try and hunt down Liverpool. Obviously Liverpool losing Ekitike, you know, how are they going to finish the season? But you know, I think the telling one is the 4 defeats in a row, not scoring a goal, without scoring a goal, and since '93. So that's a little, you know, that's where we're at the moment. You know, and they got to get through. They got to stick together, get through this tough period. I mean, there's a lot of things wrong at the club. There is. You're spending a lot of money. You know, and it's just if you don't spend it in the right places at the right time with the right reasons and cause, you're going to end up with a lopsided squad. We were talking, and we said about, you know, there's nothing wrong with the performance today. The goalkeeper made a little error, and we wasn't clinical. The centre forward wasn't good. But the margins at this level are so small. So you have to do everything right, and at the moment the club's, you know, just fallen from what we expected. So it's very tough.
Do you think they're in danger now of missing out on European football altogether, Owen?
Yeah, possibly. I mean, even up to 12. You know, the gap is so tight from 6 to 12, and they've got a really difficult run in Chelsea. And you know, and as you said, they're not really scoring goals. You know, I think in these moments you need leadership. You look at Bruno Fernandes today. That's what you get. You get leadership. Obviously, you get quality, 19 assists. But you get leadership in difficult moments. That's when you know players. You need people when you're struggling. Young players are the best when you're cruising. Do you know what I mean? Because there's no real adversity. But I think sometimes the young lads need somebody to lean on when you're struggling. And you think about some of the issues Chelsea have had. Chelsea were good today. Actually played all right. But in the crucial moments, they didn't defend well enough. And at the top of the pitch, they didn't really finish the chances off. I think they hit the post 3 times. So it's the easiest fix. It's just get a bit of experience. Sort the goalkeeping position out, get a couple experienced centre-backs. The rest of the team, actually, I think they've signed some great players. But you look at Man United with Bruno Fernandes, you look at, you know, you need a Marquinhos or a Bastoni or a Van Dijk, somebody of that ilk to help these young lads, because actually a lot of it is actually okay, but they need some experience to rely on when it's difficult.
They certainly had the best of the early exchanges in that first half, but then Manchester United went and scored with their first shot on target, their only shot on target tonight, Joe. But Wesley Fofana was off the pitch at the time, dealing with an injury.
Yeah, that's when I talked about the goalkeeper. I thought he was rash. I think this is the pivotal moment. Like, that a well-structured back four and goalkeeper that's nice and calm, understands. That doesn't happen when you're crashing into your own players. Listen, it wasn't a bad mistake, and Sanchez was okay tonight. We're thinking, Owen's talking about more in the scheme of things, but as soon as he comes off the pitch, you adjust. Caicedo goes into the back four, they reshuffle it, and then all of a sudden Bruno Fernandes there's great players with exposure. He runs into the space. I think Garnacho can do better here. If you're going to get back there, deal with it. Deal with the problem. It gets cut back, and it's a wonderful finish from Cunha as he's coming in. It's moments, right? So here you've got him facing away from goal. It's not a Adama Traore, and all to respect to him, you can deal with that. You can deal with him, but you just let him waltz past you and just drop it. Look, have a look, put it up on a plate. Cunha's come in, and he's bobbling in, and he's just it's like these little things that Chelsea are doing at the moment are costing her. Going back to what you said about Bruno, I'd say Casemiro as well today.
100%.
On both ends of the pitch, Casemiro defending the box at the end.
Class.
It just to see in your head, just to organise, just to talk players through it, be there at crucial moments. It's very frustrating.
Let's talk a bit more about Bruno Fernandes, an 18th assist of the season. He's hunting down that all-time Premier League assist record as well. But you said at half-time, Owen, he just hands out gifts like Santa Claus.
Yeah, he's the best at it in the Premier League. Kevin De Bruyne was the best for a while, but it's Bruno right now. And right now, I think he's the best player in the Premier League. It depends. He's had the best performance over the whole season.
You think he's the player of the season?
No, I think it will depend on who probably wins the title. So I think if it's an Arsenal, it'll be a Declan Rice or a Gabriel. If it's not, if it's City, then I think it will probably be Bruno Fernandes. So he's been fabulous, just in terms of creation and assists, and again a bit of experience. But take nothing away from also the goalkeeper Lamens. He's had a huge impact on this United team.
And we can see Michael Carrick coming out to join us. Good to see you, Michael. Thank you.
How are you?
And congratulations on that win tonight. With the defensive issues that you've been dealing with leading up to this game, just tell us how you assess that result, that performance against a rival for those Champions League places.
I can't play that one down. That was massive. That was a big win for us. I think I thought they obviously had some opportunities, but to keep a clean sheet like we did and defend like we did. There was a lot of work had to go into the last day or so in terms of prepping the team and obviously with the new kind of back four. I thought Aiden and Noose coming in were incredible, really. Aiden is such a young age, and Noose not really playing centre back in the back four. So and then they're protecting them. So there was a lot of work. I have to give a lot of credit to the coaching staff on getting the boys ready for that, and the players for taking it on board. It's a tough place to come, and Liam's teams are hard to play against. And I thought the boys put in a magnificent performance tonight.
Mickey, since you've been at the club, Manchester United have won more points than any other club. What was the when you walked in the door? What was the first few things you felt you needed to address to get the lads going?
Make them feel good, make them understand and appreciate playing for this great club. And it's easy to forget sometimes, in the position that we're in, and then trying to put them in a shape that kind of suited everyone what we thought. And I think we can play better. I think there's loads of layers to come, Coley, but I think results to build momentum and build a foundation is something. We got some good players, we got a good squad, and we want to keep improving, really.
And can I ask you about Bruno Fernandes as well? Another assist for him tonight. He just consistently delivers his 18th. How much do you want him to get that all-time Premier League record? How much does he deserve it?
Yeah, I suppose you deserve it when you get it, really. It's one of them. But of course, I think his impact has been immense for us for a period of time since the first time I was here. And he's carried that on the way through. And in big moments and big games, he's there. And he plays most games. He stays fit. He's hungry. He had a big shift to do in the middle in terms of out of possession and cutting off the middle of the pitch and defensively. But he was willing to do that for the team, and he get the rewards. And Mateus comes in middle of goal where we've won him to be from the opposite side and scores his goal.
Owen says he just hands out gifts, but what else does he give you in terms of that leadership on the pitch, but also in the dressing room and training as well?
He's obviously a big personality, he's a big character, he's the captain for a reason. I think sometimes it's about leading by example and showing the way a little bit, and he's definitely vocal, and he's just a big presence on the pitch. He's a big part of this club over the last few years.
I mean, you must have been really proud after the difficult result against Leeds for the boys. Like you said, to come to the Bridge is tough. They make it a really tough game. For the boys to bounce back the way they did, I thought the fans were exceptional. Actually, it was a very complete performance. Even though you didn't create that much at the top of the pitch, it felt like it was a real bounce-back performance in a massive top 4 game.
Yeah, I think we can play better than it's in some parts of the game. Some games are there for getting the result as well. I don't. There's no shame in that. I think some coming here, we haven't over the years had a great record.
Right, yeah.
I suppose records are to be broken, and we kind of came here looking forward to it. It's a tough league, and you can go from result to result, and there's a lot of teams beating everybody, and so it's getting a perspective on that. It was a disappointing on against Leeds at home, but today coming here and having the moment with the supporters at the end is they're the special moments that you want to be part of, and the boys enjoyed that one.
The fans celebrated at the end. It felt big. It felt like they know Champions League football is coming back. Do you feel it's pretty much there now?
It was a big win for us. I think we don't want to look behind us. If I'm totally honest, I think I understand what it means, of course. But we want to be trying to improve and move forward up the league. We're still not high enough. We want to be higher. So, but it was good for the supporters. I think hopefully they're enjoying it and they come in, they travel home and away, and they're getting entertained. And listen, we'll win some. We might not always win, but I think doing it in a way where everyone can buy into it and have that connection and have the moments like that. It's what we're all in it for, really.
Mickey, I heard you was enjoying your time away from management, and you're obviously enjoying it back in management. Is there any time frame on your future from the club, or is it just get to the end of the season and sit down?
Honestly, listen, I love being here.
Joe's a journal now, isn't he?
Yeah, he's meant to be my mate. To be honest, I understand the situation, so I'm and it's kind of, it's a little bit out of my hands. I love what I'm doing. I love being here. You can't get you want to be part of nights like this. I want to be part of special things and trying to create a team and get the best out of players, and I love this place, so we'll see what happens, but I haven't got a time frame is the answer, to be honest.
Carrick, since you took over, could you have ever imagined going this good? Have the most points since you've taken over. It's quite remarkable, really.
Yeah, Phil, you don't really know exactly what to expect, and I think coming into it, we just wanted to galvanise everybody and have that connection and whatever that kind of special feeling is for playing here and then trying to build on it. But yeah, like you say, what's that, 12 games and being top of the league in that small is something that we can be proud of. It's, as I said before, we want to be higher in the big league, really, and we've got a little bit of work to do for that, but we want to keep moving in the right direction.
Michael, we appreciate you coming out to join us. Enjoy the journey back to Manchester as well. After that. Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Well done, Top draw.
Well done.
Thank you very much. Cheers. Yeah, he wants to be here. We all know how much he wants that job. Do you think it's only going to be when that Champions League is secured mathematically that they sit down and talk about it, Joe?
Realistically, I think he's secured, and you got to be. It's absurd to think of not giving it. Like you said, what more can he do? He's come in. He's got more points than any other person in any other team.
Joe,
what more can you do?
Modern football and not give it to him.
Yeah,
with some of the decisions that are actually made.
How big of a gamble would it be from the club to not give it to him?
No, it would just be absurd.
It doesn't make sense.
It wouldn't be a gamble. It'll just be absurd for him not to give it to him.
He's proven that he can do the job. Since he's taken over the best team in the Premier, they beat Man City and Arsenal, the two best teams in this division. So he showed that he can set up a game plan on the counter. Obviously today they did something similar. Carrick understands the players, and that's probably why he's there. He understands the pressure of playing for this football club. He put the boys in the right position where they need to play to succeed, and they're better in every capacity. So to give it to him after giving it to him probably at the time when you wouldn't have expected it would be utterly ridiculous. And especially, I think today solidifies it. If they hadn't won today and not got into the Champions League play, then you could have the debate. Maybe bringing somebody with more experience. After today, and if he finishes third, I don't see how you couldn't give it to him. It wouldn't make any sense whatsoever.
Two big Michael Carrick fans, but a massive result for him tonight, which surely enhances his prospects of getting that job at full time. A bad night.
Player of the match, created the only goal with the moments of brilliance from Bruno Fernandes and 2 closer to that all-time Premier League assist record in a season. These are the numbers from the match today. Manchester United, as Bruno said, closer to Champions League football. Do you think that performance and these 3 points all but guarantees them?
Yeah, I think in reality that was Champions League football, because it's not 4, it's 5 again this season. And if you're 10 points ahead of 6, 10 points and there's 15 to play for, a lot of things has to go wrong for that not to happen. And, having watched Chelsea play today, they have issues. And I mean, they have to win, at least 4 of them, and United's got to lose all 5. So, yes, I would say that today was Champions League, and, it's great for the club. It's been a challenge having to go through this many transfer windows without having the Champions League tournament to sort of lure players in with. So, well done, very well done for Michael Carrick. It's his doing. So I'm very happy with what they've done today. I think Bruno said it was a fantastic performance. I don't think it was a fantastic performance in that respect, other than they were disciplined and they got it over the line. And if you use the word fantastic about that, then we do it.
Well, the goal was certainly fantastic. What stands out for me from those numbers we showed is that Manchester United had 1 shot on target in the game and they scored from it.
Well, you can say, Jules, that's clinical. And as I said at half-time, Cunha wasn't having a particularly great game, wasn't really in the game. But Fernandes was by far the best player for United, and he gets to the byline, pulls it back, and this is such a cool finish. And this lad has got so much talent, he really has. He's, he wasn't, as I say, it doesn't have to be, he's one of them players that doesn't have to be in the best of form, because he's got that little bit of magic about him. If you look at this here, Casado, he was a makeshift centre-back for a few minutes because Fofana had gone off. And he's fighting with Sesko, where if he just looks at the ball, he clears it. He's in line with the ball and he's having a battle with him. And he evades, the goal's evaded quite easily if he just looks at the ball and clears it as a centre-back. But he's gone in there for a couple of split seconds and not done his job right. If you go back in there, do your job.
Sometimes we also have to look at the quality of what actually happened there. You got arguably the best 3 players in the Manchester United team, Bueno and Bruno and Cunha involved in the goal. The pass from Mbeumo is it's first time he sees that Bruno's there. Yes, you can argue that Garnacho and Cucurella could do a lot better, but you could also say that Bruno really takes advantage of the opportunity that he gets. And then, of course, the cross, and again, you can argue Caicedo, he's fighting with Sesko, but, at the end of the day, he's not responsible for Cunha. And when you look at where Cunha actually arrived from, he comes from midfield. He reads the game so well. And look at the pass here, by the way. It's not a clinical pass. It's not easy in any way. Look at what he does. He comes in there. So highlight all the quality as well.
If you look at it, so that's more difficult than you think. That's on the half volley. It's not a volley. It's not along the deck. It's on a half volley. And to get over the top of that, it takes a lot of technique. And when you're coming in at full pelt as well, in slow motion it looks easier, but he's coming in at full pelt. He's just missed one as well. Similar, wasn't it? A little one pulled back to him and he tried to take a touch. And we wondered why didn't it that first time? My word, he learned his lesson and took it early.
Great assist then from Bruno Fernandes, Manchester United captain, player of the match today. And look at that, it takes him to 18 in the season. He is just 2 shy of Thierry Henry and Kevin De Bruyne. You guys said at halftime he might break it in the game. Not yet, he has to wait for it. But you're pretty confident that by the end of the season he will have that record. Because
if you look at how Manchester United is scoring goals, look at that, 18, by the way. That's a lot of Manchester United goals. This is not the goals he scored himself, by the way. And he's in his favourite position now, where he plays at that free number 10 kind of, where he can roam around, find the space. The team can get the ball to him in an area where he can actually be that assistant player, whereas earlier on in the season, he was playing as a number 6, using up a lot of energy just to get into that space. So I'm convinced that he's going to break that record. yeah, you know, you said he might do it today. It wasn't that kind of game.
No, they didn't.
He's got
control
5 games to do it in, so...
Yeah. If he stays injury-free, then I think he'll get over that 20 without a doubt, yeah. But he's been like that season after season, though.
Injury, Bruno's never injured.
Injury-free, yeah.
They're trying,
you never know.
They're trying to injure him. They're stamping on him and kicking him and doing every sort of thing. He just stands up and plays on. He's never injured, is he?
Let's show people in case they missed it. You mentioned a stamp there. Let's take a look at it and just get your thoughts on it.
Not sure it was a stamp.
Okay.
But
Oh, come on.
Lavia, he's not a stamp. He stood on him.
Okay.
This is, by the way, is after the tackle.
Yeah, way off.
Tackle, he's on the ground. Lavia goes, why is he going over him? Go around him.
No, he could have easily averted himself. Yeah. He left a little bit in there.
So he got away with one there?
I saw it. When it happened, I thought he left a bit on him there afterwards, and we didn't see it then, but we've analysed it there, and I think he's got away with one.
Did he? Yeah. So
well,
not a step to step.
They're trying to get Bruno out of the game.
It's probably
and they just can't.
A bit late. It was in the 90th minute. Do it in the first minute.
For Chelsea, that is 4 Premier League games without scoring.
They had a goal.
4 games that they've lost, but they, exactly as you said, they had a go denied by the woodwork a few times.
Yeah, they had a couple of really good balls in from Neto. It was similar, actually. It was like replica, really. Delap was very unlucky here. It's a really cute header because he knows exactly what he's trying to do. Just lay it off the top of his head and spin it in that top corner. Keeper had no chance. And then again, this one comes in. I think this would have been disallowed. I think Fofana just gets a hand to it, as we see here. But 2 dangerous balls in. It's just a bit of a handball. Then it goes on to, that's right, and it hits the bar again. But they got themselves in some good positions, but they weren't clinical enough, Chelsea. You didn't feel... Peter, for instance, wasn't sitting on the edge of his seat going, we're going to concede, we're going to concede. You could tell that United were dealing with everything that they were throwing in there.
I actually think it highlights a lot of the issues that Chelsea have. And there's a reason for a team not scoring in 4 consecutive games. They were not creating any chances. When they had opportunities, it was, from what we just seen there, crosses. And then they had so many crossing opportunities where it just led to nothing. And then, just top of my head, the only thing I can really remember that was a bit dangerous was Caicedo's shot right at the end, which was very, very close to going in, but it didn't. Apart from that, it's not a team. They don't look gelled. They don't look like they completely understand what the game plan is and how they're supposed to play. And then they have a couple of individuals that, for me, watching it today, are completely out of sync with the rest of the team. And you know, you play at that level. You know, we always used to say that you can have one player playing at 80%. That's it. If you have 2 players playing at 80%, or even 2 players playing at 90%, then you can't play to the level that you're supposed to play at. And today, it was a few players in that Chelsea team that just fell a bit short of that.
A 4th defeat in a row. Manchester United's win at Chelsea means that they are 10 points clear of the Blues. And Peter Schmeichel thinks that's Champions League football secured for Michael Carrick and his men. On the back of that, then, do you think Michael Carrick should be given the Manchester United job full-time?
Yes, absolutely. I don't see the point of appointing somebody else. He has gone in there. He's proven that he can do the job. He's actually been challenged a lot, which I don't think people realise. There's been injuries to certain players. He's had suspensions to a couple of important players. He hasn't had, you know, a full squad at any time, and he's produced, I think, remarkable results from that. At the same time, in quite a few games, played interesting football as well, entertaining football. So I don't see anyone out there. There isn't a name where I say, oh, he will be a better manager. So why not just give it to him, let him have an opportunity to create his team, and give him time to prepare for the next transfer window and next season.
I want to look at the Premier League table, because it backs everything you're saying. The Premier League table since Michael Carrick was appointed, and Manchester United have won more points than anyone else. They would be top of the table if the Premier League was played from when Michael Carrick was appointed on the 17th of January. You have Premier League managerial experience. What do you like about him? Would you give him the job full-time?
Absolutely. I said before the game I would give him the job. We were talking in the green room, but now, I mean, he's earned the right to get that job. there's nobody out there that I think would have done a better job, who have gone in there now, halfway through the season, when they were playing like they were playing under Amorim. What he's done, he's simplified it in many ways. He's put players in the right positions and played a shape that suits the players that United have got. And he's getting the best out of Fernandes, and he's getting the best out of like Cunha now. And they've got some creative players at the top of the pitch. You know, even Sesko he was quiet today, but he hit some form, hit some goals, didn't he? And he's got some confidence after Michael went in there. So, without a doubt, I think he deserves that opportunity to go in there and become the main manager, and then we'll see how that happens. Being a caretaker is always different, though, Peter. You know, Ollie was the same, wasn't it? Ollie went in there as a caretaker, and then it didn't work as well afterwards. But you know, I think Michael's had enough experience. With what
but I like exactly what you said there, which is great from somebody like you looking from the outside into the club. Simplified. What he's done is he's actually gone simple Man United play. This is what they teach them in the academy. This is how Manchester United plays. A lot of the players have, knows it's been like that. And I have nothing bad to say about Ruben Amorim, but he came in with a different system. It doesn't work for Manchester United. Yeah. So what he's done is he's made the players play a game that they understand. They don't have to think about it. They can play it instinctively, and that makes it so much easier to play football.
We're going to change and just focus a little bit on Chelsea now, because we've got Liam Rosenior and his post-match thoughts.
How difficult is it to take this current run as another defeat for you?
Yes, so difficult. Today have one shot on target when we're down to 10 men on a restart, and we have wave after wave of attack. I think we've hit the woodwork 4 times, and I don't want my players or my team to feel like everything's against us. We have to keep working, we have to keep fighting, and that's what we'll do on Tuesday night.
Really unfortunate their goal when you had your player off, having had treatment.
It's not unfortunate, we can still do better. Many teams play with 10 men. I think it's their only shot on our goal, but we have to defend the moment better, and we don't, and we get punished, and that's this level. And at the moment, what's happening is any small mistake we're making seems to be ending up in the back of our net, and that just has to change.
All given away, turnover to turnover, you like your teams to pass crisply and accurately. Were you disappointed with that?
Yeah, you're disappointed when you lose the game. I'll analyse the game with the guys tonight and tomorrow, but at the moment it's about results, and we haven't got a result today that we should have had.
You got match winners in there. I mean, Cole Palmer last season was outstanding. Why isn't it happening for some of these players?
I think it's a big question. It's not all on Cole. It's not all on star players. As a team, felt at times if you're not scoring goals in open play, we're normally good from set plays. Our delivery wasn't great. There's small things that add up, but we just have to keep working. We have to keep working really, really hard and find a solution very quickly. You
feeling pressure? You finding yourself under pressure?
No. I put myself under the most pressure. I'm under pressure at a huge club, and that comes with the territory. And I'll just keep working with my staff and with the players to make sure that the results turn around.
Big battle now for European places. A lot of teams involved. Can you do it?
Of course.
Well done.
Thank you.
All the best.
He still believes, says Liam Rosenior, but the Chelsea results in the last 7 in all competitions tell a very different story. Just one win in the FA Cup against Port Vale. What does today, and if they go on to miss out on Champions League football, what does that mean for his future, do you think?
Yeah, I don't know if it's just about they miss out on Champions League football. I think there's a bigger picture there that Chelsea, they wouldn't have brought him in. He's not the type of guy that would have been brought in if they're not looking for something, which is unusual for Chelsea, because it's fire. If they're not doing it, fire somebody who then goes on and gets trophies. So I think this one, I think Liam will be given to the end of the season, whether they're in the Champions League or not. I think how they finish, they've got to finish the season much better than that run now. If they finish on a front foot, and even if they just miss out on it, I think he'll start next season. But next season he's got to be on the front foot. He's got to have a flyer to the start of the season next year. If not, then I think he'll be in trouble.
We have seconds left. Does he go for you or does he stay? Rosenior, does he go or does he stay? We've like 20 seconds left.
Well, I have no idea what the plan with him is, but going by what Glenn is saying and what Chelsea normally does, he's probably going.
Well, guys, we are fresh out of time on Premier League Live for Saturday action. A cracking Saturday is on the way, but from myself, Glenn and Peter, thank you for joining us. Good night.
result for Chelsea tonight. How do you sum up your team's performance?
Up until the box, very good. I can only say what I saw. I felt we were the dominant team from minute 1 to the end of the game. But yeah, to lose this game in the manner that we did is extremely disappointing because we had many opportunities to win the game.
You started the game really well. Goal came against the run of play. Is it even more frustrating that went in when you had Fofana off the pitch?
Yeah, extremely frustrating. And I think that's their only shot on target, down to 10 men in the moment. But I have to say we have to defend that moment better. At this level, you can't switch off at any moment, no matter how in control of the game you are. And it feels like any small mistake is ending up in the back of our net, and that has to change.
Yeah, it is a difficult run for Chelsea now. 6 defeats in the last 7, 4 Premier League defeats in a row. What do you put your finger on what's going wrong in that spell?
It's been a difficult spell. We're making key errors in key moments, and we're not taking advantage of the chances that we're creating. And when you do that, you don't win games of football. It has to turn around quickly. I'm delighted we have a game on Tuesday to get this out of our system, and we have to go to Brighton and put things right.
Yeah, scoring goals has been a problem in the last 4 Premier League games and these 4 defeats here. How can you work on that, especially, as you say, when you've got such a quick turnaround to the next game?
Well, I think we created many chances today. I don't think the question is about the creation of the chances, about the taking of them. I think we've hit the woodwork 4 times, so we're not far away. And if I saw a game where we weren't creating chances, we didn't look like scoring, I would say. But today, we were the dominant team from the first minute. We switch off in the moment, and they scored their only shot on our goal.
5 games to go in this Premier League campaign now. Champions League football still is achievable, but with the teams just below you breathing down your necks, what do you need to do to make sure that you're in the Champions League next season?
We just need to win the next game. We think about other teams. We have to focus on ourselves, and we have to be in Brighton early tomorrow morning and make sure we put things right.
Appreciate your time. Thanks, Liam.
Thank you.
Liam Rosenior there, obviously extremely disappointed. Key errors in key areas, not taking their chances as well. And this is where it leaves Chelsea in the league. They are still 6th as it stands, 48 points. But Manchester United, 10 points above them. A draw for Brentford, a win for Bournemouth earlier today as well, means that they are level on points. And when you look at just how tight it is in there, Joe, well, Chelsea facing a battle to finish in the top 12, let alone the top 6.
Listen, I think Liam, I thought he spoke really well there, and I think he really read the game. Like I said, Man United bounced back, and the performance was resolute, but they rode their luck. Chelsea were dominant in parts of the game. They did hit the woodwork 4 times, and Man United did score with their first shot on target. All of them things are correct, and he's probably perplexed because he's thinking, how are we going to get a result? How have we not won in 4? How have we, So he's thinking, right, tomorrow, forget Champions League, Europa League or anything else. Tomorrow we're going to run through this game. We're going to look at it, and we're going to prepare for Tuesday against Brighton. And that's all you can do when you're in a real difficult situations and everyone's asking you what, look at that results. There's 1 win in 7.
In 8, yeah.
In 8. So you have to make your world smaller. You have to concentrate on what you can control. There'll be a few harsh words with a few players. There'll be pats on the backs for some players. You'll get them going again, and you'll make a plan for Brighton, and you just got to roll like that until you get a result. And that's all you can do. Forget about everything else, and come listen. By the end of May, we'll find out where Chelsea are, and then you can have a real sort of appraisal on all of the season, the signings, the methodology of where the club are going, the culture. You can deal with all of that. Liam just needs to go in, and I think a lot of what's going on at the club shouldn't land at Liam's feet.
No,
do you think they've progressed at all under him?
Again, these issues are not Liam's, and they weren't Enzo Maresca's. He did a brilliant job, won them 2 trophies in such a short space. You looked at that graphic there. They concede far too many goals. The only game they've won, they kept a clean sheet in. Keep a clean sheet. Forget shots and possession and all these other things. Keep a clean sheet. Defend a little bit deeper. Defend your box, and then work on some finishing at the top of the pitch. Chelsea played all right today, but actually they didn't take the chances when they needed to, and actually they concede far too many goals. So I know everybody wants to play and have more possession. They had that, but they didn't win the game. This game is about points. End of. They got 5 games left to get into the Champions League places. Forget stats, possession, shots. Defend your box. Keep clean sheets. The boys at the top of the pitch, Cole Palmer, Enzo Fernandez, João Pedro, they'll win you the games. But if you concede in 2 and 3 every game, you're not going to be able to win. So I think literally play deeper, defend your box, and work on some finishing. And you could finish in the Champions League places.
Well dodged. that FA Cup game.
Manchester United in control at half-time at Stamford Bridge, and as it stands, they would be 10 points clear of Chelsea. But we are only halfway there, and the lead is only 1-0. There were warning signs, Peter, though, because Cunha scored the goal. He had a moment earlier on in the game.
Yeah, it's actually the only the 2 times where Man United has actually done something really positive in the game. And we talked about before the game, those front players. Here, this time it's Bueno to Cunha. This touch is not great. And then the tackle is a proper striker's tackle, isn't it? Mistimed a little bit, he gets a yellow card for that, and he knows it. And when we see it again, you see how heavy that touch is. Very unlike him. I've been very, very impressed with him since he's come to Man United. Why doesn't he shoot it first time? Why doesn't he hit it? I don't know. I think he learned his lesson because later in the game, he actually did hit it first time. But he knows straight away he's done something really bad here.
Yeah.
Gets a yellow card and see.
He knows.
Sorry guys, sorry ref.
Yeah, this is the one that he managed to convert. Mbeumo again involved, and that man Bruno with the magic.
Yeah, he's been their best player, Bruno. Anything good from United, but we've got to analyse this first.
Yeah.
It's a great finish, but Fofana's off the pitch. Look, there's Fofana. Casado's gone back into the centre-back position, so they're a centre-back back down. Garnacho gets square with Cucurella, doesn't track early enough, and then gets shoved off the ball. Good play from Fernandes. But look at this from Casado. He's having a fight with Sesko instead of just looking at where the line of the ball is. If he looks at the line of the ball, he clears it. Look at him, he's having a tussle. Yeah. He's not even watching the ball. And that makes me, well, I don't know, I don't understand.
It makes me happy.
Well, it makes you happy, Peter, yeah. But it's a really great finish. And, you know, United have found themselves 1-0 up. They're playing very average. Chelsea have had the better chances, but it's a great position to be in, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're 1-0 up, not playing great.
I think, to be fair, none of the teams are playing well.
No,
Chelsea are not playing well. Quite a little bit unlucky with this. They'll have to come off with what looked like maybe a hamstring injury. They've had to make early changes. But it's that time of the season, you know, where players are tired. But they've had a couple of chances, and I won't say that they've been massive chances, but Esteva had a shot earlier in the game while he was still on the pitch, which clipped the post. Apart from, we're
going to take a look at those in the moment. I just wanted to pause there because obviously Bruno Fernandes so heavily involved in that goal, as you guys said, the most impressive Manchester United player, and what that means, he's now 2 away from the all-time Premier League assist record jointly held by Kevin De Bruyne and Thierry Henry. So impressive. You think so?
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah. Because it's been like this all season. It's been like this for a very, very long time.
Since he's come to the club.
Yeah, well, exactly, yeah. But everything that happens positively, he is in there somewhere in the equation. And he's, of late, he's been the guy who's been just before the goal.
Yeah.
He's an unbelievable player. And it's no coincidence that it's happening now, and he's had so many assists since Michael Carrick came in, because he's actually playing in his favourite position, where he doesn't have to think about defending as a number 6. He can be up there, he can find that little pockets of space where you know, which is not risking anything for the team, and he can get the ball. And he gets the ball, he's doing so many fantastic things with it.
Things happen off him.
Yeah.
Things happen. When he's in possession, if you're a fan, United fan, or you're on the bench looking at him, you go, something's going to happen. And he's that sort of player, and he delivers week in and week out. And Peter's right, he'll go past that. He'll go past De Bruyne. I think there's more assists in him. He might even go past that in today's game. But Cunha's finish was great as well. Cunha's finish was great because at the end of the day, he's missed one chance. He knows he took the touch, which we looked at. It was a poor touch.
Yeah.
It didn't matter to him. He's not playing well. He's not in the game. But what a finish. And now that's a top-quality player that can just produce that when you're not playing so well yourself.
And it is that